After God exposed the counterfeit trader in me, He began teaching me something entirely different. He began teaching me how to see, not through fear, not through greed, not through ambition, not through self-reliance, but through trust. One of the most frustrating parts of my trading journey was that I spent years staring at charts and not seeing what was right in front of me. I listened to countless teachers, ICT, QBanks, TTT Trades, MXMM Trader. I filled notebooks, I watched videos, I studied concepts, I learned terminology, I learned strategies, I learned indicators, I learned market structure, I learned liquidity, I learned supply and demand. I learned all of it. Yet somehow, I still couldn't see. The information was there, the knowledge was there, the charts were there, the teachers were there, but the understanding wasn't there. And then something changed. My relationship with God deepened. I started spending more time seeking Him than seeking trades. I started asking different questions. I started looking for Him instead of looking for money. And suddenly, the things I had been studying for years began making sense. It was as if all the pieces that had been scattered across a table suddenly started fitting together. I would look at a chart and see something I had looked at hundreds of times before. But this time, I understood it. Not because I had become smarter, not because I had discovered a secret indicator, not because I had found the perfect mentor. I understood it because God had opened my eyes. The scripture says, "Is greater than trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." Proverbs 3-5. For years, I was leaning on my own understanding, trying to force the market, trying to control the outcome, trying to make things happen, trying to predict every move, trying to outsmart uncertainty. But the market kept humbling me, and God kept teaching me. Eventually, I realized something. The market was never asking me to control it. The market was asking me to read it. There's a difference. I cannot tell the market what to do. I cannot force price to move. I cannot command buyers to buy. I cannot command sellers to sell. I have no authority over any of that. The only thing I have authority over is myself, my entries, my exits, my discipline, my patience, my emotions, my risk, my obedience to my strategy. And suddenly, I saw how much that mirrored my walk with God. There are so many things in life I cannot control. I cannot control people. I cannot control circumstances. I cannot control outcomes. I cannot control timing. I cannot control what tomorrow brings. The only thing I can control is whether I will trust God in the middle of it. The scripture says, "Is greater than the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord." Psalm 37-23. Trading began teaching me what it meant to walk one step at a time. One trade at a time, one decision at a time, one candle at a time, not 50 steps ahead, not 10 trades ahead, not 6 months ahead. Right now, this moment, this candle, this decision. And there was peace in that. A peace I had never known before. Because I stopped trying to carry responsibility for things that were never mine to carry. Another thing God taught me was discipline. Not the harsh discipline of punishment, the discipline of consistency, the discipline of showing up, the discipline of following the plan even when emotions were screaming something different, the discipline of waiting. That waiting nearly broke me. Sometimes the market would sit for hours, nothing happening, no signal, no entry, no reason to act, and every part of me wanted to do something, anything. But doing nothing was often the correct decision. And that lesson followed me straight into my relationship with God, because there were seasons where God seemed silent, seasons where I couldn't see what He was doing, seasons where I wanted answers, seasons where I wanted movement, seasons where I wanted breakthrough. Yet He kept teaching me, wait. The scripture says, "Is greater than they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength." Isaiah 40-31. I hated waiting, but waiting taught me trust. Waiting taught me patience. Waiting taught me surrender. Waiting taught me that God is working even when I cannot see it. Then there was risk management. At first, I thought risk management was about protecting money, but eventually I realized it was about protecting peace. Some trades are not worth taking. Some battles are not worth fighting. Some conversations are not worth entering. Some opportunities are not from God. Some doors should remain closed. The market taught me that just because something is available doesn't mean it belongs to me. And God used that lesson everywhere in my life. One of the greatest gifts trading gave me was clarity. clarity about myself, clarity about my emotions, clarity about my fears, clarity about my strengths, clarity about my weaknesses, clarity about where I needed God. The more I traded, the more I realized that success was not found in becoming fearless. Success was found in becoming faithful. Faithful to the process, faithful to the strategy, faithful to what had already been revealed. And isn't that what God asks of us? Not perfection, faithfulness. The divine trader does not chase. The divine trader does not force. The divine trader does not panic. The divine trader does not worship the market. The divine trader understands that every good thing comes from God. The divine trader understands that abundance belongs to God. The divine trader understands that wisdom belongs to God. The divine trader understands that opportunities belong to God. The divine trader understands that provision belongs to God. The divine trader simply learns to steward what God places before him. That was the shift. Trading stopped being about becoming rich. Trading stopped being about proving myself. Trading stopped being about escaping life. Trading became a gift, a tool, a classroom, a place where God was teaching me trust, patience, discipline, stewardship, and surrender. And for the first time, I found something I had not expected to find on a chart: peace. Not because I controlled the market, but because I finally understood that God did.